So I am going to make for you a different green smoothie that Kimberly sent to me, and that's why I brought her name up. And she uses spinach, and I'll tell you how she told me to. I'm like, Kimberly, can you please give me some measurements? I'm not a huge cook. I'm getting better and learning and enjoying as we're doing all these In the Kitchen with Paul and Judy videos, just having a ball. But I'm not one who can just, it's kind of like music. Sitting down at the piano, I read music and can play. But just to come up with something and know how you're supposed to go by heart, not my forte. So the same thing with recipes. I need the details. So give me the measurements. And in fact, I would love to get some smoothie recipes from you guys. Don't be shy. You can either put it in the comment section or you can send me a direct message in Messenger. Let me know if you need some help with that, because I also have a very easy link that I can put in the description or in the comments below, and you can just click it and send me a message. So this recipe calls for yogurt, or actually she said, to be honest with you, some form of dairy. So my feeling is you could probably easily use, hi Kristen, you could easily use an almond milk, for instance, or your favorite milk, whether it's skim or light or regular, because you're using about a half a cup. So actually, I'm only going to use a quarter cup because I'm just making it for one. Every once in a while, Paul will share a smoothie with me. He's not as much into the green ones, though, as he is his strawberry banana. So yogurt, and then for the most part, everything else is frozen. At least that's the way I prefer it. Obviously, when you buy your bananas, unless you're buying frozen bananas, they're not frozen. You just collect them, let them go a little bit overripe. That's what I do. And then peel them. And then I just bag them. So there are a couple of bananas. They don't look all that great when they're frozen. But I took one of you who had written in after last week's smoothie with the strawberries and bananas and took your advice. And you said you take them from this position, cutting them in half, to this position in the smaller cubes so that it's easier on your blender. And even a Vitamix, which I love, and actually Michelle said to me when she sent me her green smoothie recipe, it's best in a Vitamix blender because you want something that's really industrially strong. As I said last weekend, one that sounds like it's going to take off or is just coming in for a landing. That's what this is. So I'm going to use the smaller cubed bananas. I'll cut these up later. I just wanted to show them to you before I cut them up. Now, the next thing you're going to need, I'm so excited, found them. Actually, bless my husband's heart. I love calling him my husband. He went out this morning shopping because when we went out last week to Walmart to try to find, and I think it was Jane, thank you, you wrote in and said, get the diced avocados. Now, she had sent me the Great Value brand. I'm like, oh, good, that's Walmart. Honey, go to Walmart, and when you are shopping, get me some diced avocados. Well, they were sold out. So this morning, he ran to our Publix store, which is our local Florida grocery store, one of them, and he got me diced avocados. So he happened to find them in the frozen section. I was so excited. Otherwise, you just would get a couple of avocados, cut them in half, seed it, of course, scoop it out with a spoon, and use as many as you'd like. I'd probably end up using half if I'm only using a quarter cup of the yogurt. So we've got our diced avocados, we have our Greek yogurt, we have our frozen bananas, and then the only other thing is the spinach. And I'm going to show you the one that I get, and I don't know why it's my favorite brand, but I like baby spinach. Just has kind of a nice, non-intimidating size to it. So this is almost gone. I'm going to use up the rest, but this is the one I like, and I know it's backwards, but it's called Organic Girl, and I think it's sold at all the grocery stores. So we just got a new batch, so I'm excited I'll use some of that because there's not enough in my frozen mix. But I just stick this in the freezer, just like everything else, and it's yummy, and it also lasts a lot longer, especially the spinach, because I don't go through it as fast as some people do. So, that's right, this is brand new. So I'm glad that you guys are inspired by these little, and you know, it's so much fun to do. I love to connect with you. I really, really do. And I love hearing back from you after I do a little broadcast for you. What's on your mind? What are some of the subjects that you want to talk about? Oh, And if Patty is watching, Patty wrote in and said, Judy, there's no area in your post where I could just send a question that's not necessarily related to a post that you've already done. There isn't one of those sections. So you can always private message me on Messenger, or just put a comment or question right under any of the other posts. Whenever I see a notification or a post from one of you guys, I get notified, and then I can look back on Facebook, see where it is, whether it's a private message or on one of my feeds, either my Judy Crowell style regular page, business page, or our group page, and I can get back to you that day or within 24 hours. All right, so back to the sizes. I'm going to do a 1/4 cup, as I said. That's going to be just about the right size. And that's a 1/4 cup. For me, Greek yogurt. You may have your own favorite. My mom loves Dannon yogurt. So that's completely up to you. I like the plain because I like the flavors of the other things that I add. But some people like that. I mean, vanilla is also a fabulous flavor. So if that's something that you like and you're maybe just getting into making smoothies and it's not really your cup of tea, or you don't know how to do it, there are a lot of different delicious smoothie recipes out there, and so many of them so good for you too. It's a great way, especially the green smoothie, to get some of the greens that you might not normally get every day. All right, so here's what it looks like. I've never bought one before, but that's what the frozen avocado looks like, all cubed up for you. Like queued up for you. Play on words. So let's put 1/4 cup, and they're frozen, so they're not mealy at all. And that's the other thing I do. I'm typically one of these people who put stuff back right away because I don't want, especially the spinach, I don't want it to, if it's frozen, it kind of melts really, really quickly. So I'm just going to put a handful in, and I'm also going to put the rest of my frozen spinach from the last of this batch. So, you know, you kind of eyeball it. And actually, as I said, Kimberly wrote back and she said, girl, you just got to kind of figure it out. I'm sorry, I'm not really a measure. I just kind of toss a little bit of that, toss a little bit of that. I'm like, I'm not sure mine's going to come out real well if I try to do it that way. Hi, how are you, Glenna? Good morning. So we've got, and by the way, I know this is really early and I apologize, but it lives on the group page, and I figure it's not time sensitive, so you can always look at it, watch it anytime that's convenient for you. And then maybe you'll decide you want to go out and get some of these things and make your own little green smoothie tomorrow. So we have, oh, and don't forget you're going to need water too. That's the water and ice, the only other thing. So, I mean, I'm really even a stickler for measuring the bananas. Let's see how many fit in, that look like they kind of fit in a 1/2 cup. I think with mine, no, I'm only going to use 3. The banana flavor is already so potent that I think it'll be interesting. Oh, and I also like to throw in honey. I told you that last week. That's one of those things where, okay, maybe I do get a little bit, I don't know, creative from time to time. And I eyeball this too. About a tablespoonful. Hi, Carolyn. Good morning. So here's a tablespoonful. Eyeballing it over the banana. Should be perfect. And then ice and water. So that's easy. And I always overflow from, if I'm doing a smoothie and I'm sharing it and I do a 1/2 cup of everything instead of a 1/4 cup. Sometimes if I'm really hungry, I'll do a 1/3 cup of everything. Then I always overflow the water. I don't know why. I guess I just feel like it's cold and it also helps to blend everything together and it won't get caught up as easily in your blender. I think somebody said they had written and they said they had a bullet and they really like that too. I've never tried one of those. But if you have a favorite, I put the link of the one that I use up above in the description just because I figure it helps you out if maybe your blender just died or you don't have a good one. Okay, 5 cubes. And did I remember everything? Oh, I told you about my Himalayan sea salt. I've got to do a little twist of my Himalayan sea salt. And I told you that my bonus daughter, Kristen, turned me onto that. I love calling her my bonus. Okay, there you are. Well, guess what? Everything's brand new today. So I got to open my little new Himalayan sea salt grinder. Have you ever gotten one of these before? They're a McCormick's. And they're really good, and it's so easy. Hi, Debbie. It's also one of those things that doesn't go bad. You know, sometimes we live in a real humid climate here, so sometimes things can stick, whether you're talking about flour or you're talking about brown sugar or even the salt that sticks together. So these grinders are great. So just one little powerful twist, and that's a nice little bonus flavor, too. This is an experiment. I mean, I tell Kimberly how it came out. All right. So while that's doing its thing, gets loud, I'll go get my glass and straw. And I'll put those in the descriptions below too, because I love my Tempest tumblers and I love my silicone straws. And you might like them as well. Let's bring this out so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. And then also, if I need to kind of poke things around in there, we'll see what happens. This is fun! Well, it's green, all right. So let's see how it tastes. I bet it's going to be really good because, oh, thank you, Carolyn. I know we love this kitchen too. I've done so many renovations to it, really enjoyed all the changes. But we told you last weekend that our trash drawer broke because I think somehow when those slides were put in originally, they were put in lopsided. And so because the trash can kind of makes it heavier on one end than the other, the ball bearings came off on one side and were just bouncing around the kitchen floor. So our trash drawer was sitting over on the floor for the longest time. Okay, let's try it. I wish I could put a straw right through the camera so you guys could see and taste. Oh, look at that. For size, that's just right. So, chose a green silicone straw for my green smoothie. This will be a good experiment. I'll let you know. Oh, that's good. You guys, that's really good. And I'm glad I just did 3 of the cut up pieces of banana, the frozen banana, because that's a great flavor and it's the most powerful. I really don't taste anything else. I do taste a little bit of the honey, and I love the kick that the sea salt gives it. You don't taste the spinach, and the avocado just gives it that creamy smoothie feel. Look at that. I think you'll like it, and we have to thank Kimberly for that recipe. Was this fun? Did you enjoy that? Yes, I will definitely be making that again. I need some new ideas. I'll look back through my Vitamix book. I told you about that. There's some really good recipes in there as well for smoothies. And the one that I made the other day for myself that I didn't share with you because I wanted to try it first, but it's the one that I told you is called the Pick Me Up. And I still have the other half of the ingredients that I didn't use. So it probably doesn't look real pretty because I put the other half of everything back, but it used green grapes. Maybe I'll have to make this for you another time. It used a half an orange, so there's my half. It used a half of a green apple. There's the other half of the green apple. Did not use yogurt, so there was no milk product or creamy product in it. I put spinach in. Why am I acting like I don't know what the ingredients are? They're right here. Yep, green grapes, peeled orange, green apple. Then they have Swiss chard in theirs. I'm not a kale person either, and I know a lot of recipes call for kale, but probably if you put bananas, a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of honey, maybe some avocado, those are what give you the benefit of being able to eat some of those foods that are not maybe your favorites, like the Swiss chard or the kale, or for you even spinach if you don't happen to like it. I promise you, you do not taste it, but it's good for your tummy, good for your health, and ice cubes and water. So that was a good one too. Anyway, this was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait to hear your comments. I can't wait to get your recipes, some suggestions, because it's nice to find different foods that you use that also bring out a great flavor. So we're all looking for your suggestions. And I will see you again, I guess, if not before, next Sunday. However, if you want a really good other kind of breakfast recipe, go to YouTube right after this from your mobile device, pull up my name, type in my name at the top, pull up my channel. I put a brand new video out an hour ago, and it's Paul making me breakfast of eggs and toast and bacon. And if you thought you knew how to make good scrambled eggs, we'll put them up against Paul's recipe. I'm looking at him like you can see him. He's out on the porch. But it's really cute, and we happened to shoot it on my birthday a month ago. So there's some fun little things that we got a kick out of in doing the recipe that morning. But that's on YouTube, Judy Crowell style, and it's called How to Make the Best Scrambled Eggs. All right, love you guys. Hi, Brenda. Thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day and a good week ahead. Happy Monday.